thoughts coming away from game 2 is that we executed that plan to a T. We were really tough to play against in our own end. We hunted pucks in the offensive zone. We created different scoring chances in the offensive zone. Neutral zone, our passing, moving the puck was on point, and it eliminated a lot of opportunities against.
Mustangs have taken the first 2 games of the series, outscoring NoCo by a score of 13-3 across 2 games.
Game 3 was always going to be a struggle for us, not necessarily from a hockey standpoint, but from a mental preparedness standpoint, because kids this age, I feel like you win the first 2 games and then it's easy to kind of have a letdown for the 3rd game. So for us as a coaching staff, we wanted to make sure the guys were sharp and dialed in. On the flip side of it, Northern Colorado is a really good program with a really good coach, so we knew we were going to get their best game on Sunday. We always want to check the health of our guys on Sundays, because playing 3 games over the course of a weekend at the level that we play at is a grind. So usually by Sunday we've got a handful of guys that are beat up and bruised, so we always wanted to check the pulse on that and make sure everybody's in a good space mentally to be prepared for the game.
Said we knew we were going to go into that first weekend. We knew it was going to be a battle against a good NoCo team. We battled with them the year before, so we knew it was going to be the same kind of deal. Obviously, we didn't know much about them. Seeing a new team, we knew they had a lot of new faces, but we just needed to play our style of game. We needed to just kind of get back to our basics, get the little details right, and we knew we'd be all right for the weekend.
Jake Murray locks down the center position on the top line for the 3rd straight day, and today he'll be flanked by Andrew Alonzo and Cory Mater.
My play style would be probably a playmaker or a goal scorer. I'd say my favorite NHL player of all time is Paul Kariya. Just growing up in California, he was kind of an idol to everybody. It's also Teemu Selanne, so since he's a smaller guy and a left-handed winger, I'd say I'd represent my game towards him.
We saw success the first 2 nights, and you want to replicate that. It's something where once you kind of get in your groove and you find your stride, that you're trying to do that every single night.
On the backhand in front, it's loose and it's poked in and they score. Andrew Alonzo with his first goal in juniors as he is mobbed by his teammates on the far wing half wall.
I think I'm a very powerful player. I also like to incorporate some skill. I like to use my shot and my speed.
So far, 4-1, the Eagles in front after 2 periods.
We hop into the game 3 early, and a couple bounces didn't go our way, and it seemed like the guys are running a little bit low on fumes.
As the weekend went on, they game planned pretty well against us, and but overall it was a great first weekend to get my feet wet in junior hockey.
Ursillo thundered into the side wall. Jack Jones in the neutral zone will drop it for Herrera. Washko re-enters on the near wing. Back for Herrera. Gets it on the near wing. Herrera towards the front. And Fortin blocks the shot as Fortin and Herrera mixing it up in the corner.
3rd game didn't go too well for us. Started out 2-0. I think we kind of came into that game a little bit with big heads. So we didn't end up getting that win, but we've definitely taken that as a learning experience for the team for the rest of the season.
Mindset was pretty good going into it, but as you go down in a game, you just got to try your best to keep grinding, stay positive, and we did, but didn't get the outcome we wanted.
Draw, and that will do it this afternoon in Greeley. The Eagles avoid the sweep with a 5-1 victory this afternoon. A convincing win over Ogden to improve to 1-2 and pick up their first 2 points of the season.
The 3rd game, we should have won, and we just didn't. I don't know what it is, but the last game of the weekend we usually just throw away, and we can't do that in this division.
The first 3 games against Northern Colorado were just a big statement to show how well we work together. I thought we played really well. We dropped that last game, but it was definitely a big statement to the league and to our division.
Losing that last one is hard. It's gonna set the tone for the rest of the ride home. The first couple of hours, say everyone kind of hangs out by themselves. They kind of look at that loss and they play it back through their heads. But after a couple hours, I think everyone kind of loosens up, realizes that it's just one loss for a season, you're going to lose games. But after that, we kind of loosen up. Get back to that fun moments on the bus, and we kind of just talk it out, just get stuff done and have our fun times as we usually do on the bus.
We obviously didn't get the result that we wanted on Sunday, but kudos to Northern Colorado for bouncing back and having the effort that they had. And it just goes to show you in our division that there are no off nights. If you play a bad game, you're probably going to lose, regardless of who the opponent is.
Ultimately, it puts us one or two back, and it has us having to scratch and claw to try to find our way back into a game in the second and third period. And you can't rely on those types of efforts to, win a hockey game every night. So you can find those few and far between, but when your team's tested with that often throughout the season, you're not going to see a lot of success. So that was one of those types of nights, and that's what we need to fix moving forward.